All right, so we just talked about graphs, changing them into equations. Now let's just talk about when they give you information and you have to create the equation from it. So they give you on these two problems here, example 2A and B, we can call that. They give you all the information that you need. They give you what type of function you're dealing with. They tell you that moves up or down, moves left or right, expands or shrinks, it flips, and all that great stuff. So it shows you what you need. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start off with this part and actually look at the different pieces and we kind of remember and know how everything looks. So with this first part, it moves up 5. Well, first off, for quadratic, we know quadratic means that it's going to be x squared. So we know that portion of it. Okay, that's our parent function. All right, so then we know it moves up 5. So that's your plus 5 here. Remember, that's C. Move up and down, C. It moves left 1. So again, with moving left, remember the left or right is the opposite of what you think. So normally the moving left is negative. This means it's going to be a plus 1 here for your B, because opposite of what you think. So here is it's going to expand. So that means that A is going to just be 1/2. And then it says it's going to flip about the x-axis, which means we just have a negative right there. So again, with the formula that we have, we know it's squared right here because it's quadratic. And so now we just fill everything in. So here we have f of x. This is our final equation, or the actual equation. We have a negative. This is flips. The 1/2 is the A. It's expanding. Move left. So it means we have x plus 1. So it should be a plus b right there. So plus 1 there. And then c plus 5. And there we go. That's your equation. So not hard. We got that. Okay, so then let's go to the second one. We're talking about exponential equations. And so here, they didn't actually give you what the exponential equation was, like it was like 2 to the x or 10 to the x or 7 to the x or whatever. So that means that it's understood to be e to the x. So if they gave you anything, they said like the exponential function and they said 2 to the x, then here you would be using 2 to the x instead of e to the x. But they didn't, so they said exponential, so it's understood to be e to the x. All right, so with that, it says we're going to move down. So we know this down is C. And for our C here, and I can't write above it because you see stuff is written up there already. So for C moves down, that means we're going to move -3 for C. Moves left to right, it's B. Remember, it goes opposite of what you think. So right is going to be a positive answer. So we're going to go here. Opposite of that would be negative. And then it's going to shrink by 4, sorry. So it's going to come in by 4. All right, so with this, just to write it out first in a formula form, before we actually substitute everything in. And I don't think we actually did it with exponential before, so I'm just going to do this part. That's a times e to the x plus b, and then the plus c is the big part back here. So x plus b is the exponent. So this is an exponent right here. The plus c back here is on the same line as the e. So with that, when we write it out, it's important that you get the exponent correctly and all that great stuff. All right, so all we're going to do now is substitute what we know. And so we know a is 4. Keep the e to the x part because that's part of the original function. We know b is -6. And then c is a -3. And that is our function, guys. That's all it is. So this one is very simple and easy. You just got to remember the actual functions itself and how the portions of the functions work.